taste, all that I smell, I offer to you, Swami Nityananda.
Sadashivasamarambam Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respects. Today's subject is create your own destiny. Let's understand what is destiny. Sacrificing outermost things of your desires for the innermost things of your desires and seeing the innermost as reality day by day in your existence is destiny. Understand, till you realize you are the destiny, you are bound to think destiny as destination. As long as you think destiny is destination, the movement is bound to happen. So, let the movement happen in such a way that you feel more and more fulfilled. Day by day you experience higher and higher way of reality till you merge and you become one with the reality itself. Giving up the deeper desires for the sake of superficial desires is distraction. Giving up the superficial desires for the deeper desires is creating your own destiny. All you need is a simple intelligence. Understand? When I say superficial desire, deeper desire, I do not mean outer world, inner world. No. There is no such thing as outer world, inner world. For somebody, the success in the outer world may be the deepest desire than working on the inner world and transforming your consciousness. Then work in the line which you feel as the deepest desire. Whatever you think as deepest desire is closest to your heart. Please understand, there are so many people who achieved the outer world desires deeply, so deeply, just instantaneously, spontaneously they fell into enlightenment. Valmiki, he had everything in the outer world. Power. Power means power to do whatever he wants. He was a dacoit. And anything his logic conceives, there is no obstruction. He had health, intelligence, mental setup, something, whatever you need to fulfill what he thinks as right. So it was completely outer world, but that was his deepest desire. He had a complete fulfillment. Naturally, when he had the complete fulfillment in what is his deepest desire, suddenly he broke. A simple one knock, one touch from Narada, he broke and fell into enlightenment. Many masters, we have history, many masters, Arunagirinadar. So many who had worked intensely to fulfill what you call as outer world desires. But suddenly, overnight, one day, they fell into enlightenment. The spontaneous fulfillment, spontaneous experience of enlightenment. Ramakrishna says a beautiful story. As long as the crow is holding the fish and trying to fly, vultures will chase him. The moment crow drops the fish, vultures will let the crow be alone. Same way, as long as I am having that garland, the bees are not interested in letting me in peace, letting me be alone. Now I gave their food, they let me be alone. I can say that my deepest desire is sharing myself with you all. The superficial desire is, it is not even a desire, somebody else's desire to garland me. So I have to sacrifice the superficial desire for the deepest desire. That is destiny. Anyhow, sacrificing the superficial desire for the deepest desire is creating your destiny, because whatever you do, the superficial desires can never give you fulfillment, but it can be a useless, unnecessary distraction. Too much paying for too small thing. For example, people around the world are just sitting and waiting for this message. And this is my destiny. This is my purpose. I heard just yesterday night, we have at least few thousand satsang centers in few hundred countries. We crashed. They are saying at least in 180 countries people are watching this satsangs continuously, regularly. So this is the higher purpose. I can't use the word desire, higher purpose. But this garland is superficial purpose. Maybe that is to see, my message is to satisfy millions of people. The garland is accepted to satisfy few people. So the higher destiny, the higher purpose is more important than the lower. Now the next question comes, how to find out which is my higher and which is my lower? Simple thing, your deep joy, desire, keep that as a scale. Not anything else, not anybody's books, anybody's words, anybody's teachings. Just shut whatever you heard or seen outside you. Tell yourself no to whatever you hear or see and use it. I am seeing all around the world how people are corrupted in the outer world by the so-called fellows who are promoting outer world powers. Outer world powers, what? Money and so-called beauty and so-called power, position. All these outer world powers, they have a big lobby to go on promoting that. That's what I call devil's lobby. And you are constantly hypnotized by the devil's lobby. Sometimes Unfortunately, you project that devil's lobby ideas on enlightened master also. You think, oh, if I become enlightened, I will have a golden throne. Do not become enlightened for golden throne. Golden throne is too cheap. And if you become enlightened for golden throne, you are getting into wrong business for wrong reason. Or I can say right business for wrong reason. Anyhow, when the devil's lobby ideas are projected on enlightenment, again you get into big mess. So do not be lobbied by anything, either by the guys who are going on promoting the outer world power, or on whom you project the outer world power can be achieved by the inner world experience. Inner world experience is purely to make you experience your destiny. Understand? When you actually experience the inner world destiny, the outer world powers may follow you as a side effect. How when you walk, the dust flies. Same way when masters walk, wealth, power, everything just happens around. So understand, sacrificing the superficial things for the sake of deeper, higher purpose and reality and realizing destiny is not destination. As long as you think destiny is destination, still there is a conflict inside. Actually, I can give you the step-by-step exercise method. First sit. These are all the techniques which needs nitya, means internalizing. There are some techniques, internalizing is the first thing you need to do. There are some technique, direct practicing is the first thing you need to do. There are some technique, just remembering, just understanding, that's all you need to do, nothing else. So nityam dhyanam anandam. The techniques which you need to do, internalizing is nityam. Techniques which you need to do, meditating, practicing is dhyanam. Techniques you need to do, just understanding is anandam. But all three lead to all three. Even if you take up one intensely, it leads to all other two. All three leads to all three. Just sit and analyze what I think as the most attractive, deepest desire. If you think enlightenment is the most attractive, deepest desire, do not think second time to drop all the other superficial things. Same way, if you think creating wealth or having the political power or having the beauty is your deepest desire, do not think second time, do not bother second time to drop, sacrifice all other things. Find out your priority. Find out your priorities. You can even make a list. Number one is this. But just because you have number one, it does not mean you should not have number two. You can have 2, 3, 4, but have clarity of number one. This is the first step. Second, do not have worry, hangover when you sacrifice the lower numbers for number one. So you may need to sacrifice number 12 for number 11. You may need to sacrifice number 11 for number 10. You may need to sacrifice number 10 for number 9. Do not have hangover. Understand, hangover is conflict. Hangover which happens in you when you give up the number 12 for number 11 or number 11 for number 9 is guilt. The hangover you carry when you sacrifice the superficial desires for deeper desires is guilt. So, no hangover. Make that as a clear instruction to yourself. Understand, hangover is just going round and round and round in the same road. You will not even understand, you are not traveling towards your destiny. You are not creating your destiny. Hangover is the worst thing can happen to human consciousness. I am really seeing many people missed me just because of hangover, nothing else. They all know very clearly I have not done anything wrong to them. But poor guys, the hangover means when they sacrifice the lower desires for higher desires, the mind, which is a devil sitting on you, does not let go the lower number for higher number, does not let go the lower desires for higher desires. It just tries to play. I want this. I want this. Like monkey, whichever side it turns its eyes, it says, I want that. All right, if you have 10 hands, hold 10 things. But what about the 11th thing? He tries to hold between his legs. All right, the 12th thing in the mouth. All right, then 13th thing in the tail. All right, what about 14th thing? Then he tries to roll his body on the 14th thing, saying, I may not enjoy it now, but nobody else should enjoy so that I can enjoy later on, after I enjoy whatever is in my mouth and tail. This hangover is the biggest problem. I am afraid of people who have hangover. There is a very beautiful verses by a great saint Manikya Vasagar. I can say there are few masters who just fill my inner space the moment I utter their name. He is from Tamil Nadu. How much I remember their name, how much ever I utter their name, it's never old, never boring. He poured his heart in the name of Tiruvasagam, means the sacred verses. That is the exact meaning of that title, Tiruvasagam. In that he writes few verses saying, I should be afraid of these situations and these persons. He says in 10 verses, Ammanam Anjumare means, let me be frightened. I am frightened about these few things. So I can say, in my life I am frightened of one thing, the people who carry this hangover. First, I am afraid of the hangovers. Then, I am afraid of the people who carry the hangovers. Then, I am afraid of the people who start living around me, who continue to carry hangovers. And I am afraid of the people who become part of my Sangha and still does not want to drop the hangovers. And I am afraid of people who become part of my Sangha and start living around me and does not want to drop the hangover, does not even want to recognize that they have hangovers. So now I am fear free because either people who are living around me lost the hangover or they lost me. Anyhow, things are sorted out. Many have lost the hangover because they will have to take a very conscious, strong decision to be around me. See, all strong decisions destroys the hangover. That is why in the Vedic tradition, sometimes little more than what is required is asked as a practice. I have seen in Kumbh Mela these sadhus sitting on tan bed. Exactly for enlightenment, you don't need it. You don't need to sit on tan bed for enlightenment. You can just sit on a cushion bed and get enlightened, no problem. But sometimes forcing or stepping one step further than you need takes away all the hangovers. It just takes away all the hangovers. So many hangovers are suddenly burnt. Buddha was having lot of hangover. I know. I can tell you from his conscious black box. Can scan and tell you. Even though he left the house one night, 6 years, he had to go to the extreme for going beyond the hangovers. Whatever Buddha did is not required for you. I tell you, it's not required. He went little more than what is required to integrate himself, just to burn the hangovers. Suddenly one day, when the hangovers are not there anymore, he just relaxed and became enlightened. That's all. Actually, he went a little further, so he has to come back. I tell you, make priority list, have courage to sacrifice for the sake of deeper desires, the superficial desires. One more thing, an important thing. Today you will sacrifice number 12 for number 11. Tomorrow, when you feel number 10 become more alive, attractive, do not have hangover on 11. Don't think, oh, I sacrificed 12 for 11. How can I sacrifice now 11? It is too valuable for me. No. 10 is more valuable. In the priority list, finally, when you are just having 1, you become 1. That's all. When you create your ultimate destiny, the destination is experienced. For some people, it happens with political power. For some people, it happens with health. For some people, it happens with enlightenment. Understand, I am opening a new understanding. I am not saying the ultimate destination, becoming one with destiny, happens only by sitting closed eyes. No. I am life affirmative. I am telling you the truth as it is. It happens for few people by sitting with closed eyes. It happens for few people by meditating. It happens for some people even in the outer world, what you call as outer world. But all you need is clarity, a clear decision. clear decision. I have seen thousands of my disciples who are too extravert. They all have grown spiritually and created their destiny, achieved much more through me than these so-called fellows who have too much of hangover and conflict and try to stay around me physically. These guys who have too much hangover and try to stay around me physically not only harmed themselves, harmed me also, or tried to harm me. Could not harm me, tried to harm me. So hangover. But one first thing is this: when you have a hangover and unable to make decisions, you need a big jolt, means strong shake in your life. The way in which you exist now, the way where you stay, the job you do, the money you earn and the security you have, everything should be shaken from the root. Then suddenly many hangovers will drop. I saw during this scandal, many people who are not interested in sannyas, enlightenment, living around me, just they took the jump and decided, oh, Swamiji is my destination, now I know. Swamiji is my higher destination. He is my top priority than other priorities. Enlightenment is my first priority. So these guys, this shaking has taught them the lesson. Now they know what is their destiny. And I tell you, whoever took the jump for my side, Swami, enlightenment, living around me, during this scandal, they will all surely achieve enlightenment. I simply know. Because the shaking time, the decisions you make, makes you very clearly, drops all the other hangovers. It's a very powerful living enlightenment process. The very space for sannyas is created for people to go to the extreme tapas, which is little more than required to drop all the hangovers, but having a safe, controlled condition where you are attended and taken care by the higher energy. So your body and mind is ready and safe for enlightenment explosion. Understand? I am defining energy field. Energy field is a place which is created by a person who radiates the highest energy for people to experiment and go to the extreme steps of enlightenment process to find out their higher destiny and destination, dropping the lower desires, taking the extreme steps, few, even though not required, directly for enlightenment, but for the sake of dropping all the hangovers, but where you are protected with love and care. Your body and mind is protected with a lot of love and care. So when you get back, when you become enlightened, it is available for you to live and radiate. This is what exactly is energy field. And the person who creates an energy field is an incarnation, master. That is why the Guru Gita says, wherever master sits, he creates a kshetra. Tirthe kuruvandi tirtinaha. Wherever they go, they create energy field. Kshetra, tirtha. because they create such a loving, caring ambience. People can take the extreme steps to drop the hangovers and get centered in the higher and higher desires, and ultimately the ultimate destination, destiny itself. So, first step, make priority list. Second step, have courage to sacrifice the superficial one for the sake of deeper ones. Third, to move further deeper and deeper and deeper, do not have the hangover or the laziness. Do not hold on to the lower when you go to the higher and higher, even though you renounce the lowest for the sake of that lower. Even though you renounce number 13 for the sake of number 12, don't have hangover again on number 12 when you need to sacrifice the number 12 for number 11. So, next, you can say last, have the guts to renounce the last, the deepest desire when you feel you can be alive, you can exist without that also. That is what I call dropping the Savikalpa for Nirvikalpa. Dropping the Savikalpa for Nirvikalpa. Understand? This is what I call creating your destiny. Sometime ultimately you will see that one is your destiny and it is full, overflowing. So, when you need to leave the body, automatically that Savikalpa will become Nirvikalpa. Means that one destination, when it is fulfilled, when you don't need any more, it will become enlightenment. But one possibility is that you can go on hanging on that one desire and take many births again and again and waste time. Only that, take care, that does not happen. Usually, when you live with that one intensely, you will see the right master happens in your lives and just cracks you and sees you are put into enlightenment. That's the different zone, the zone of the cosmos. Cosmos will do its job perfectly, don't worry. All you need to do is do all your parts perfectly. That's all. So, if you have one desire, that does not mean you should not have second, third, fourth. But when you need to give up for the sake of the third desire, if you need to give up the fourth desire for the sake of third desire, don't have the hangover to drop. That's all I am saying. Just start winding up like this step by step. See, if you can have both without conflict, no problem. Then it is, you don't even need to list it. But when you need to choose, go for the deeper desires and drop the superficial ones. I tell you, dropping the superficial ones without having hangover means going back to your original consciousness, original state of being. So naturally, you are traveling towards your destination. Traveling towards your destination is your destiny. Other than that, anything you do, going round and round and round and round or anything, is just abusal of your life. So put little time and energy and create your destiny. Live and radiate enlightenment. Let you all live, achieve, experience, express and radiate the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you.